My name is Jim Hiltz. I have been in Sacramento since, I think, 43, 44. And my family has been in here for 3 generations. We go back to the late 1800s, in and around Sacramento. And I was about 13 when the folks moved here. We moved in from Oregon, where we were sharecropping. Mom, my grandmother, she had 3 boys and 2 girls, and she just couldn't handle the girls. I don't mean that the girls were problems, but economically, the boys could take care of themselves. They were old enough to take care of themselves, or they were boys, and they could manage. But the girls they had problems with, so she kept the boys, and the 2 girls, my mother and her sister, went to the home. And my mother was always kind of surprised at the way the home was operated. They had what she said was cottages. They're those little 2-story houses. That's the cottage. Those are the cottages. And it would be a mother and a bunch of kids. And it was run just like a family. They would be all ages in that home. They would be teenagers, and there would be adolescents, and they would even be at times infants. And the older ones took care of the younger ones. And it was just like a home. I mean, and the girls, they did dishes and, the housekeeping and the rest, because it was just the home mother that was there. And they also taught the girls how to set a table, all those things. And shortly after, my mother left there, and she was, you might say, governess for Crocker, the Crockers. And she was saying that the difference, she says they were aristocrats. Now, she says, and a real true aristocrat doesn't walk around with their nose in the air. She says they're just regular, really great people. And Mrs. Crocker, she kind of took a shine to my mother, and she was there. I don't know, I forget now how long she was there. But my mother would, she had all kinds of gifts. The Crockers did in their home. In this one case that they had, there was a pair of salt and pepper shakers, and they were made like a Chinese pagoda, and they were silver. She'd look at it, go on about her business. She wasn't making a big deal on it or anything. But Mrs. Crockett, she noticed my mother looking at it. She says, Lena, she says, you really like that salt and pepper shaker? My mother said, yeah. She says, it's yours. That salt and pepper shaker is sitting on my, inside the cabinet in my house, the same one. And my brother and I, it was kind of cute, when my mother passed away, why, the estate, there was no problem on the estate there. The problem was that that salt and pepper shaker, trying to figure out who was going to get it. I finally wound up with it. But there's a history behind the salt and pepper shaker. And what it was the last of the Habsburgs that got married. They went on a world cruise, honeymoon. And one of their stops was China. And when they were in China, they were given the salt and pepper shaker. Some of the officialdom in China gave it to her. And when they came and visited the Crockers, she gave the salt and pepper shaker to Mrs. Crocker. And my mother, she's wanting to see if she could find out about it, but every time she took it into an antique dealer or somebody that would know, they said, well, you leave it and we'll research it. My mother says, no, it doesn't leave my hands. It doesn't leave my hands. So anyway, that was kind of it. So It all came because of her stay at the children's home that taught her all the nice things.